What's going on, y'all? So I just got into it with a lady at the gym, and I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what happened because I feel like it's a learning lesson for not just me controlling all this that I got going on, but not allowing people to pull you out your element. So I'm gonna tell y'all that story once I get the time to go through it in detail. But I ended up pulling over because it was so disheartening. At the gist of it is it's just disheartening to me. The way that people are in this world when they feel like they're better than you. Let's just call a thing a thing. When they feel like they're better than you, or they feel like they should be living the life that you're seemingly living, or whatever the case is, people like the person I'm going to describe to y'all, they get what's coming to them. They do. So, yeah, I felt away. I was supposed to start working, but I got me some snacks. I had chicken shawarma last night, but I didn't finish it. So I just went ahead and got me some snacks and just relaxed a little bit. And I really don't feel like I want to be bothered with people right now. I just don't. And so I turned on my Instacart app, and I ended up getting a decent order. So I'm getting ready to go shopping right now. But I just wanted to remind y'all, please do not let this world break you. The incident that just happened, it was someone in there who saw the whole thing, and she just kind of pulled me to the side later, like, you know what, you were not wrong. Don't let this moment ruin the rest of your day. And she gave me a hug, and she was just like, just forget about it. Just let it go and just enjoy the rest of your day. So that's what I'm doing. And as I'm sitting here, I got a really decent order. And so it just reminds me that God sees everything. God sees everything. God sees, knows, and feels everything. We are an expression of God. I'm not going to say be all love and light all the time, because that's just not realistic. You pick and choose what you give your energy to. Today, she had a little bit of my energy. I'm not even going to hold you up. She walking around with a little bit of your girl's energy today, because I was just up to here with how, not just her, but in general, how people think they could treat you or speak to you or judge you. And then people are so dumb that they don't even realize that you realize that they're judging you. You can go in the store and people could just have the biggest smile on their face. You know in your heart that they're thinking and feeling certain things about you. And it's funny because you would say, well, that's none of my business. It's in their head. Let them keep it moving. But the energy that you feel when people intentionally come in your space, that's when they asking for it. People are going to get enough of taking their frustrations of life out on other people. Just because you feel a certain way don't mean that you could treat a stranger, a complete stranger, a certain way because you mad, because you miserable with your life. We're all dealing with this thing called life. So I'm gonna tell that story in a little bit, but this right here, y'all are catching me in a moment where I'm fresh off of that altercation, and people are amazing, but people are a trip. So just know, God sees you. God sees you. God knows, sees, and feel you. And whatever happens as a result of the way that people have treated you, let them have it. Let them have it. You can't save people who think it's okay to treat you a certain way. You can't. And then once God get fed up, once the creator get fed up of who you are, once the creator is fed up, that's when things start to move. And when things start to move, you can't be sitting back and feeling bad or feeling sad for the people who did you dirty, for the people who thought they could speak to you or do anything to you simply because they feel like they're better than you. That's just not what it is. So God sees it. God sees it. God sees it. And the more you get to a point where you like, Lord, I know my heart. I know that my heart won't allow me to do and say certain things because I have to be in alignment with truth as much as possible. So God knows that. And God expects for you to have a certain level of integrity. You know, when you, not even just being a public figure or being a person that people are inspired by, but just in general everyday life. Just a regular person living a regular life, we are to treat people with respect, with dignity, with consideration, you know. the lady that I'm referring to, she came all into my personal space. And so that's the reason why I am the way that I am, because I know the other side is not nothing to be played with. But what it is right now is you either going to be a villain or you're going to be a pushover. And I'm not saying I'm going to be a villain happily, but I'm saying that I'm going to live in my truth. And whatever it is that people glean from that and they feel a certain way, that's just what it's going to be. Because I'm tired of knowing my heart and knowing how considerate and loving and accommodating I am, and then for people to see that and they take it and they be like, oh, okay, I'm having a bad day, let me fuck with this girl. Because I promise you, I'm not the one. I'm not the one spiritually. I don't use my words to destroy, because I know the power that I have. But once I get to speaking, things get to moving. And I promise you, your girl's getting ready to start speaking, because I'm just tired. I am. I'm tired of it. So I love y'all. Be kind. Be kind to each other. We on a planet that we really don't know what's going on. None of us do. All we know for real is that God is real. That's the most that we can make of all of this in this world, is that God is real and God sees and feels everything. And you keep that as your base, and you keep that as your anchor to move throughout the day the way that you need to, the way that God needs you to. God used me in a way today that I know it, because I know when God is using me, and it hurts. It hurts. My heart chakra is so open lately, and I feel everything through my bones, through my vessel, through my mind, through my heart. I feel it all. And with doing Uber, it just intensifies it, because people, first of all, they complain. This is a rant, and I gotta start my grocery shopping, but this is just a reminder to just be who you are. Be who you are unapologetically, but still be kind. Be kind to people. And then if you feel like they don't deserve it in that moment, then make them what do I make people? They're invisible. They're invisible. If I feel like you have funky energy, or if I feel you coming near me with some, you completely cease to exist to me. I've always been that way. You completely cease to exist. But then if you want to make yourself exist in my world, you gonna get whatever it is that you asking for. So I didn't put my hands. I'm not saying put your hands on anybody, because you don't want to do that either, but you do need to protect yourself. You do need to let it be known that you are not to be messed with, because it's things in the physical that people could think and say, hey, physically, this person don't look like they got a lot of people backing them. I'm a sovereign being, and we're in a time where being sovereign is, people are jealous of that, because people have alleged themselves to so many different contracts and ritualistic things that they cannot get out of in this lifetime. They just can't. And they see you and they recognize that you still have your purity, and they hate that. They hate that. They hate you because of it. But don't let the world make you somebody that you did not agree to be when you first came here. We all have a role to play on this planet. So when you choose who you're going to be and how you're going to be, it's best to uphold that with integrity as much as you can, especially in the midst of that pain. And don't let nobody put their stuff on you. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it could possibly be on this planet. Do not ever let anybody project their BS onto you. Ever. And if you are a light worker, if you are a healer, if you are somebody with powerful energy, people are going to find it easy to attempt to project onto you, because you are an you absorb everything around you. That's the reason why self-care practices are very important too. So I love y'all. Let me get to grocery shopping, and I will see y'all in my next video. I too just want to say, this makes me think about my sister, because if my sister was in there with me, my other sister, it would have been like, I went off on the lady. I did. I went off on her. She asked for it. She got exactly what she was looking for today. But if my sister, my big sister, Sandria, she like, because people love when you make them mad. People love when they make you mad. But my sister don't really get mad for real. Like, if she would have been straight up like, oh girl, she just mad because she ugly. Like, come on, let's go work out. Like, my sister is like that. And it just makes me think about her, because she went off on somebody on the bus before when they was staring at me. So yeah, but have a good day.